is so stressful.
That's sick.
My heart's racing. I'm not used to those noises. Like,
She's earned some of her stripes.
it's time. It's time for the Cayenne to leave. I did just top it off with oil.
That's good. That's
the
normal
case.
before a road trip.
Every time I get gas, I'll just top off. But yeah, I think it's ready to go. The license plate's legal. Oh!
Oh, you put it on.
Easy pass. Rip.
Thanks a lot, JR.
Alright, let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, Doggo's got the jams going. We got the old cigarette lighter Bluetooth working out. We're gonna reset our trip and go pick up Ethan, our shooter and co-worker and buddy from Philadelphia Airport because he was shooting an IMSA race all weekend and now we need to steal him. Let's see what we can get our fuel economy to. I don't want to go broke before we hit North Carolina. Plus there's a gas shortage and yeah, let's go get E.
You should probably answer that phone.
Is it ringing?
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, you're so stupid.
Idiot. We're coming, E. E, where are you? Ethan, Roy! You guys seen a handsome man? Oh! Get in the car, we got shit to film. How's your flight?
Easy. It's like 30 minutes, dude. It's like freaking
E,
here.
baby.
Look at my backpack.
Oh man.
I put all the camera gear.
Holy shit, this weighs more than the winch.
It's more
Oh,
car.
that dedication. Dude, we got freaking plenty of fuel over here.
Plenty of fuel. Yeah, we're 0 for 3 on this exit, and this is the biggest exit we've seen in like 100 miles. This lady wants to use our car as an experiment.
We picked a bad day for a road trip.
Well, we came here to this gas station. They weren't getting gas, so they want us to experiment and put our credit card in and see if we got gas. Pumping premium. The other one was regular only. I don't know how you go from not having gas to having like 12 instant gallons of premium.
She made it, baby!
Let's go. I tell you what, these valve covers aren't leaking. Doesn't smell like coolant like it did when we went to leave last time.
Windshield water reservoir temp is good.
We should probably put some cardboard underneath it. I bet you it's gonna maybe be a spot. No, I think we're fine. I think the oil leak's actually gone.
Yeah.
And that's why we came down here, because we fully prepped the car like we should have. And why would there be issues? So, alright. Now we're gonna make the car look cool. We should probably get food, maybe some sleep. I have a feeling we're gonna be working on the car all day tomorrow.
It's early still.
I
We're
don't
gonna go
know where we
explore.
are.
For you. Where we at?
We're at Eurowise Performance in North Carolina, finally.
Hey, I'm Mike, owner of Eurowise. We're located in Charlotte, North Carolina. We specialize in European automotive service, performance, and fabrication. The bulk of my business is European repair, but then I also have a side business where we do a lot of online parts, where we fabricate and manufacture anything from Volkswagen Rabbit engine conversions to Porsche and Volkswagen lift kits and full-blown Overland builds. So we do a little bit of everything. You know, there's 21 of us. You know, we just all have a passion for European cars, have a passion for working on cars, and a group of us love doing performance work. So as of last year in March, we started doing Overland builds. I bought a Cayenne for myself and built a lift kit for it. Then after that, started making rock sliders, and from there we just kind of grown to a full catalog of Overland products, from rock sliders to skid plates to tubular bumpers and full suspension kits. So that's kind of where we're at today. So Ben's here today. We're going to do a complete underbody protection kit along with a tubular front bumper and our 2-inch lift kit. And our goal is to have this thing all installed and ready to go, and then take it to Uwharrie National Park tomorrow and get some action shots and some photos of the car on the trails.
We are removing the lower half of the front bumper to fit our tubular front bumper. This whole plastic piece gets taken off. Replacing this plastic with a bunch of steel, so it's a ton of weight saving.
What are you fishing for?
There's a
The socket that I dropped?
flexi magnet in the top drawer.
Now I dropped the magnet.
A big flexi magnet.
Oh boy. Bro,
You got both?
twofer.
Hell yeah.
Nailed it.
So the factory reinforcement bar, or beam, you could say, it has these tangs that actually go in and hold and secure the factory radiator in place. We duplicated the same style bracket, so it essentially goes in just like factory and holds the radiator in place just like stock. So essentially it's complete bolt-on. So we got the front bumper all installed. Trim a little bit of the shroud to attach some of the pieces. Otherwise, the whole entire thing is plug and play. We got our 2-inch air suspension lift installed. We included 1/2-inch subframe drops. It's not necessary to have them. When you drive it in off-road mode, it does put the axles in an extreme angle. So we included 1/2-inch subframe drops this time just to fix the actual geometry when off-roading. We're about to install these air suspension links. We've 3D printed these to correct the air suspension leveling arms. When lifting the car, it actually does throw the sensors back out of range. So when we install these arms, it corrects everything back into the proper measurements.
What happened? So, being a northern car, little ball for the level sensor was all rusted and corroded. And then when you put our new links on, it was tight to move. And when that happens, as your control arm goes up and down, it tends to break the level sensor arm because it doesn't allow it to pivot freely. So if you have a little bit of rust on it, clean it up, put some lube on it, and it should spin freely.
Old one.
Yeah. Should look like that.
While the guys finished up the suspension modifications, lucky for us, our wheels and tires had arrived. For wheels, we went with something unique and beefy, a set of GCO1s by 463 Industries. Now, as with any wheel choice, they're only as good as the tire you wrap them in. For that, we went with a 265/65/18 Falcon Wild Peak AT. This size felt perfect for the look and practicality that we were after, and it's actually the size that the factory Trans-Siberia cars ran. Now, the Wild Peaks offer the perfect blend of all-terrain look and capability without any road noise or softness in the steering that you can get from other all-terrain tires. Oh,
Easy, dude.
but these are lightweight. You could actually crossfit with these. Now that the bumper is back on and the wheels and tires are mounted, it's time to turn this Cayenne into a twin-turbo tank. To do this, we're adding steel protection to each and every vulnerable point on this giant German SUV. Differentials, transfer case, oil pan, transmission, gas tank, the list goes on. And all these things are getting the full armor package. The last piece of this solid steel puzzle is adding proper rock sliders for when the Cayenne inevitably finds itself in a predicament. Without rock sliders, there's no safe way to drag across a rock or obstacle without damaging the car itself. Now, although all of this adds quite a bit of weight to the vehicle, knowing that we'll be putting this Cayenne to the test in our journeys to come, it's a no-brainer to take these precautions ahead of time.
What are you doing?
Finally being put to work.
How freaking time.
Day of guilt. I'm not touching that. Oh, we're gonna build this rack real quick. Oh, I say real quick. It looks real quick. It looks pretty straightforward. So it goes every other.
Yeah, because the front fairing has to go on this one.
I gotcha.
What do you think, dude?
What the F? What just happened? I mean, talk about transformation in like 8 hours?
Not even.
Slightly guilty? Like, Mike and I came down here.
If I were you, I'd be very
100%
guilty.
planning to turn wrenches.
I just came for barbecue and beer.
Well, so then you've done your job.
I did my job.
I planned to turn a wrench all
Half
day,
of it.
and Mike, Scott, Keith, they just ripped through this thing. But holy
This is no longer a 10% Cayenne,
no,
my
dude,
friend.
This is so cool.
This is beyond the Cayenne's realm of whatever they ever imagined these things becoming.
So we're going tomorrow to the Uwharrie. We're gonna actually run this thing on some trails with our VAG Porsche off-road friends. I mean, the 10-hour trip was one thing, but probably 2 hours on trails might be way more abusive than the 10-hour cruise down. Thing looks freaking sick. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, the team here.
Thank you, Eurowise. And FCP Euro
yeah,
that's come down
I'm
here.
stoked that they decided to team up with us at FCP Euro for this build. It's people like this in the community that make this something that people want to be a part of. So hopefully we make it back to Connecticut bound tomorrow. But yeah, sick. I love it. Due to the drastic geometry modifications we did to the Cayenne, we made a quick stop at Mike's buddy's shop to dial in an alignment before heading to the forest.
What are we doing now?
I think we're going to go hit some trails. So alignment's done. We fixed some of the shake we were getting from the wheels because we didn't have the proper hub-centric rings. And yeah, maybe grab some gas and then go rip.
Let's go rip, baby.
These are basically preset to whatever pressure you want your air pressure to drop at, and once you achieve that certain pressure, it stops letting air out. Rule of thumb is you set the pressure to like around like what wheel size you have. So I usually set mine to around like 18, 19 psi. Trails that we're gonna do today aren't as aggressive as needed, so I'll probably leave it like around like 18, 19.
All right, boys, first impressions.
That's fantastic.
It's just, we're like on super simple trails. It's just silly. I was so afraid to like back this thing out of my driveway a week ago. It's perfect for a full car too. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, yeah. Oh. for Ethan. Where is he?
It's all the way down there. This man's gonna sleep like a rock tonight.
That's why we put armor on it, I guess. Should I creep up to it and then go?
Yeah, creep up to it just to get some traction. But once you get to it, you're gonna have to have some power to get
Yep.
up it.
That is so stressful. I thought like going like 140 into a sweeper is stressful. That's freaking stressful, man.
That's sick.
My heart's racing. I'm not used to those noises. Like,
Yeah.
that is,
I hear a lot of popping and clicking.
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of
You
popping.
already scraped her up a little bit, so you're good.
All right.
Yeah. She's
Good.
earned some of her stripes.
I'm not gonna lie. It feels a bit surreal to see the transformation of our 10% Cayenne in what was essentially overnight. It was only a week before that we had a car that I couldn't trust to go grab lunch down the street. And now here we are, 750 miles away, tackling some off-road trails in Uwharrie. In the same way that a race car feels at home going 10/10ths on a racetrack, the Cayenne invokes that same exact feeling, but on a trail. Utilizing its air suspension, locking diffs, and all of its Porsche tech. Now to think before this, it likely lived a lifetime of hauling kids and groceries around town. It felt at home. Now, even without all the new Eurowise parts we installed in the Cayenne, you start to realize how much Porsche really put into engineering the capabilities of this SUV. That said, with the additional protection, its new look, and practicality of our new parts, in conjunction with it running so well off of a refresh back at FCP Euro, this project feels like it's finally starting to come along. It's passed its first 2 tests, with only 2 more to come. After spending a few hours on the trails, it was time to air back up and drive the 750 miles back to FCP Euro HQ in Connecticut. In most purpose-built off-road vehicles, this probably wouldn't have been the most enjoyable journey. But one of the best parts of the Cayenne platform is the simple fact that it can come off of the trails and quickly transform into a classy, comfortable car ready to cruise the highway on any long trip. Although things were looking up, we still had a lot of work ahead of us with the overland and tow rig portion of this project left to go.
You ready to hit the road?
Now I am. Yeah, it says 9 hours and 54 minutes.
After trailing for a little bit, we have an average of 8.0. Let's see what we can bring it up to.
Tune in next week for a wild episode of Yippie Cayenne you won't want to miss. If you like this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. We'll see you on the next one.